Greetings. Today my group and I will be presenting a very unknown and insignificant type of oppression that doesn't mainstream much. Elder abuse is a presumably widespread fraudulent epidemic that is occurring at a rapid pace. In order to end the circumstance of oppression towards the elderly, we must establish a communist type approach towards private companies and the turnover of the responsibility of the nursing industry to the state, abolishing any private company regarding the safety of the elderly. This solution creates a subsequent long-term phase of safety while upholding our amendments and giving our vulnerable elders the chances they need to live without fray. No more physical abuse, no more fraudic abuse, and no more elderly people suffering. Even though many people might argue that tax money is a giant waste, this solution is a low budget compared to certain projects our tax money has gone to. Take the US Army's weaponized land vehicles for example. There are about 1,200 to 1,500 MIA-2 Abrams tanks in service. The problem is that each tank is worth about $6.21 million, achieving a total of between $7,452,000,000 to $9 billion. The second solution to end oppression towards the elderly would be to increase funding to provide training for people who work in age-related care on the prevention and detection of elder abuse. Don't you think experienced and well-coordinated care specialists wouldn't create horrendous and abusive acts if they had the proper training and surveillance? This will be a good solution because it would help security and have more eyes in the room and see what causes them to respond with force. Additionally, prepared staff and employees are obviously less prone to commit violent acts against their clients, as well as realizing when fellow co-workers are doing the same thing. More funding for experience on their side would mean a better resume and job opportunities, and a better and safer environment for the elderly. Even for the company employing them would receive better credibility status in the community. It's a win-win. Through a valid argument is the fact that the act of elder abuse is a mindset-created act. The increase of training makes the employees much more prepared and less prone to physical acts of violence as a way out. Many people take up caregiving jobs because they are very rewarding, just as they are stressful. Some who take these jobs get extreme consequences from their work: alcohol abuse, extreme body pain, and frequent sleep deprivation, many times caused by a simple fact that they weren't prepared for the work ahead anyways. In addition to building supports to keep our community safe, it is also important that we recognize what abuse is and its warning signs. This makes it possible for us to report elder abuse and stop it in its tracks. Remember that time when someone bullied us in elementary or middle school and we kept it inside without alerting anyone else? We can all learn how to recognize, prevent, and report abuse. All in all, having our elder communities with social workers would be mandatory, and visits to some sort of psychological facility to report stress would also be crucial and inevitable. In conclusion, we just like to reiterate that personally, we don't believe elderlies are the most likely candidate for being categorized in the oppressive group. Unacceptable! But perhaps they could be considered marginalized. However, the statistics do speak for themselves. 450,000 cases of reported abuse, 20,000 cases of exploits, neglect, and abuse, and nearly 10% of elderly suffered from the same sort of abuse. It is our job as the common people to eradicate the neglection and free the sad, despaired, and fragile old people to a more happy, safe, and beautiful environment and mindset. Thank you.
This is Edison, and yeah, bye, okay?